Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKodash. The one is unto the apostles and the elders of the great millstone, the taught us truth. And Shalom also to the Akim, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth into the speckled bird across the four corners of the world, and to the few sisters who are listening to you, I say Shalom. Lord will, this will be an edifying lesson. And what I wanted to get into is how when Yahushai comes back, the fashion of this world is going to totally pass away. And what I mean by that is that things like war, pestilence, death, diseases, so on and so forth, all those things, envying, stripes, covetousness, all things that have to deal with wickedness, all those things are going to be passed away. And the last thing, being death, which Yahushua is going to put under his feet, right? All things, including death, are going to be a thing of the past, right? And when that comes, even war is going to, be a thing of the past, right? So the first scripture I want to get is 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. And it says this, I'm going to start off at verse 22. It says, or verse 21, it says, 1 Corinthians 15 and 21. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead, right? Which is through Yahushai. For as in Adam all die, even so in Hamashiach shall all be made alive, right? But every man in his own order, Hamashiach the first fruits, afterward they that are Hamashiach's at his coming. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to the Most High, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. So Yahushua is going to come back to put down all rule, all authority, and all power. So what does that mean? The scriptures tell us in Isaiah 32 and 1, Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, which is Yahushua, and princes shall rule in judgment. So those princes would be the elect, which would be the joint heirs with Yahushai, and the Lord will we be part of that number. We're going to be right there with Yahushai, passing out that judgment, establishing that rule, that authority, and that ultimately the kingdom, man. Because it's through Yahushai that we're going to be able to do these things. Even teaching his word is through Yahushai that we're able to do these things, right? It says, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. It says, for he must reign till he has put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. And Yahushua is coming to destroy death, right? And everything that has to do with death. War, pestilence, disease, famine, so on and so forth, man. Even Esau, right? Because Esau is synonymous with death, man. Everything that he does, it coincides with death, right? It says, for he has put all things under his feet, but when he saith all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, which is through to Yahushai, all things are going to be subdued to Yahushai, right? Because all things were made by him and for him, like it says in Colossians, the first chapter. It says, then shall the Son also be subject unto him that put all things under him. So he's going to be subject unto the Most High, that God may be all in all. So when Yahushua comes to establish come to establish and put down all that rule and all power and all authority, all things are going to be in order, so that God may be all in all. That means everything is going to be set in its rightful order, because when Yahweh created everything, he created everything to have its purpose, to have its being. It says Wisdom of Solomon 1:14, it says, or verse 13, it says of Wisdom of Solomon 1:13, for God made not death, neither has he pleasure in the destruction of the living, for he created all things that they might have their being. So when the Father, through Yahushua, created all things, he created them to have their being, so that they could be alive, they could live. It says, and the generations of the world were healthful, and there is no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth, for righteousness is immortal. right? So when Yahweh created everything through his son, Yahweh Shai, hey, everything had its purpose, everything had its being, right? It was paradise on earth, right? But let's go to the next chapter. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 23, for God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity, right? Because when God created man, he created him to be immortal. He created him to be in the image of his own eternity. It says, verse 24, nevertheless, through the envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. So through the envy of the devil came death into this world, man. And who's that devil? That same spirit that keeps coming back, man. Right? In the garden, it was the serpent, and then it was Cain. Cain, slew Abel, and then Jacob and Esau, man. Jacob and Esau, that same spirit being in Esau, man. That's that death, right? And that's why Yahweh Shai, when he comes back to establish all rule, all power, and all authority, the last death that he's gonna get rid of, the last enemy that he's gonna get rid of and put under his foot is death, which coincides with Esau, right? Everything that has to do and deals with in this world, it's all gonna be a thing of the past, even war. When you go into, let me see, Micah the 4th chapter, it says, Micah 4 and 1, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. So we're going to be above all nations, right? And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go to the mountain of the Lord and to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will go walk in his paths. For the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So everybody's going to come and learn of our ways, learn of the doctrine of life, learn from the law, learn how to live correctly, learn how to live righteously, how to do everything righteously. It says, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. So everything that has to, in this side, you see war all the time. Hey, man, even from the beginning of, the so-called precious America, right? Which is actually Babylon the Great, you know, there was always war, whether it was war with the British, whether it was civil war, whether it was this, that, and the third, there was always war, man. There's always been war on this side. Afghanistan, the Korean War, the so many different wars, World War II, World War I, and then we have World War III coming up. And after this World War III comes, when Yahweh Shai comes to destroy this place, man, there's not going to be war anymore. All those things are going to be a thing of the past. Yahweh Shai is coming back to establish true power, true rule, true authority. Because when Yahweh Shai comes back, everybody's going to rejoice. Everybody is going to actually have their being, live how they're supposed to, have true liberty. It says Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, right? Which the people are going to rejoice when Yahushua is in authority, right? Going back to the Isaiah 32 and 1, a king shall rule in righteousness. It says, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And when we go into what? Let's go into Psalms, the 12th chapter. Psalms 12 and 8, it says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. And who's exalted right now, man? The wicked, which would be Esau, Edom, man, the so-called white man, right? And when the wicked are exalted, when the wicked walk on every side, the vilest men are exalted, man. That's why you see, all these people being like their father, the devil, even 2/3 of our own people. That's why Yahushua told our own people they're of their father, the devil, too. 2/3 of them, man. Because 2/3, going back to that Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, they hold of his side, man. They want to be like Esau. They want to do what Esau does. They want to be exactly what, the image that he holds. But Yahweh Shai is coming back to destroy that image. He's coming back to establish true life, which that true life is going to be everlasting, man. Yahweh Shai said this. Let me get it real quick. This is John 10 and 10. It says, John 10 and 10, The thief cometh not before to steal and to kill and to destroy, right? Which that's what Esau did, right? He came to steal and to kill and to destroy, and he's been doing it for the longest, man. It says, I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. So Yahushua is come to give us more life, man. Show us what true life is. Because, hey, it says what? Grace and truth. Let me see. This is John 1:17, right? It says, for the law was given by Moses, right? The law, which would be the doctrine of life. It was given by Moses, right? But grace and truth came by Yahushua HaMashiach. And Yahushua is going to come and establish that grace, establish that truth, establish all of that. Give us the true, the true way of how to live, man. It says that the Lord is going to give us a heart of flesh that we may serve him. It says, let me see. This is Ezekiel. Let me see. I'm going to read 11 and 36. It says, Ezekiel 11:19, and I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them an heart of flesh, right? Because the Lord is going to give us a heart of flesh that we could serve him with and actually keep his ways. It says, and I will give them one heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them an heart of flesh, that they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God. So the Lord is going to show us the true way to walk, the grace behind the law, the doctrine of life, man, the truth of everything, how to live, right? Because, hey, on this side, they take the Bible and the law and the scriptures and all of that, and they twist it, They even swear on the Bible when, they go to their little legislations and so on and so forth, man. But through Yahushua, hey, there's going to be true power, man, true rule, true life, Yahushua is that true light, and he's going to come, and give that light to his servants, so that there shall be princes ruling in judgment, princes actually not perverting judgment, people actually passing out true, actual righteous judgment, and actually living how we're supposed to be living, right? So with that, Lord will, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Hakodash, Wa Abad Shalom.